Hi, my name is Tracey West, and I am the owner of Tracey West Irresistible Pound Cakes. Who am I? I am a creative person who loves to bake, volunteers for the arts. I love live theater, concerts. I'm a Christian. I have lots of talents. Baking is one. I have a master's in computer science. And I'm a friend, a great family member, daughter, and sister. And just love to be a person who loves people and love to help people as well. This is my second set of locks. My first set of locks, I started wearing them in 2005, I think. And I wore them for 5 years, almost 5 years. And this second set is 5.5 years old. So started these in 2013. And the reason I started wearing locks, I started in 1998 being a natural. Wanted to be natural for years, and finally made the decision to shave my hair, and wore it low for like a guy for like 3 years, and then just did the natural progression of as it grew out. I had short twists, and then eventually, kept growing and decided I would try locks. And I saw the sister locks at an event that I was at. Someone was wearing them, loved them, and decided that I would get sister locks. So that was my first set of locks. And after wearing them for several years, I decided to cut them out and try to, just wear the different twist natural styles in between. And I wore those again for a number of years. And again, my hair grows very long. After a little while, I decided I'd go back to locks, and so I really love them. They're very versatile. I decided to wear them a little larger this time. The sister locks are very small, and I just love being natural, and I love the different styles of natural hair, but ultimately the locks are my favorite. Well, if you can imagine, wearing from permed hair to deciding to go natural, that was the first set of pushback that I received, and wearing it shaved like a guy. So the comments were, if you can imagine, and the looks and the stares. But when I decided to wear the locks, there had been several years again of the different natural styles, and I think people were kind of getting adjusted to it at that point with me wearing them, because they just realized, okay, this is not just a phase she's going through. She's really going to just remain natural. But by the time that I decided to wear the sister locks, the comments kind of changed. The stares, they just were just different. And I maintained a job the whole time, so it was never a situation where I was ever in a situation where I was in jeopardy of losing my job. But it's just that the comments were not as positive as the different styles that had before being natural. And as time has gone on, of course, more people have accepted the natural look, the natural hair, and it's just become widely more acceptable. But if you can imagine, I started being natural back in '98. There were not, it was not widely acceptable. And by 2005, to have locks, somewhat acceptable, but still not really there. But now I don't have any problems, because it is the thing, it's in, it's hip, there's different styles you can wear, it's so versatile, and it appears to be widely more acceptable now. So there's nothing now, it's just, I get more compliments now than I did on my first set of locks, which is interesting, but it's more acceptable now, so I don't have any problems. I would think more patience, because again, I had several phases of natural hair that led me to the locks. So a lot of people like to talk about when they started wearing the locks, how you had to get used to your hair, the natural parts of your hair, and how it's going to naturally lock on its own. And if you're going from, let's say, a perm hairstyle to the locks initially, that it's something where you have to get adjusted to because you're so used to wearing your hair a certain way and styling it a certain way. But with the locks, you have to allow your natural hair to do its natural thing. And patience is the biggest thing that I would say, because we always have those short, ugly phases that we would want to call it. But again, this was my second set. So what I did initially, I wore wigs in between the starting of the second set of locks up into the time where I had enough growth that I could wear them out. So it was a little bit more acceptable on the job. But then again, once the wigs came off, it became an issue of what's going on here that was never really spoken. It was the unspoken comments that were given. But again, it was a patience thing that I had to go through until I got to a point of acceptance. But I always accepted my hair. It was just the environment that I was in at the time that called for it. So I would say patience is the one thing that I would say that you would need if you're going into locks. Oh, they were so hilarious. We had a fun shoot. So our shoot was one where I played a character of a diva riding Marta, and I loved it. I went full diva, which is totally outside of my character, which was fun in itself. And the reaction of when the photos were first posted even generated more of a buzz, more of a fun atmosphere, and it just made it so much fun. I could not have done anything, I would not have changed anything about our shoot. It was just hilarious from start to finish, and I loved it. Well, as I mentioned before, I'm the owner of Tracey West Irresistible Pound Cakes. I can be found online. Our website is www.irresistiblepoundcakes.com. Our Facebook handle is Irresistible PC on Facebook, as well as Twitter and Instagram. Thanks. Bye.